And welcome back, folks, to Freedom Village is here today. We've got Diane Masson, and I did not realize, we were just talking, it's been about a year since you've been on.
It has.
We've had Joel on
Right.
from your healthcare side, but you're the regional marketing director, and it's good to see you again.
Thank you. Good to see you too.
Welcome. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And Bob, you are a resident
I
at
am.
Freedom Village, and as you said, you used to be a resident here.
That's right.
And you moved over to Freedom
That's right.
Village, so great.
I was here almost 10 years,
Yeah. How long have you been there?
year and a half.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. You like it there?
It's been great. It's been a good move.
Yeah, it's a good facility,
Yeah.
and it's at a very convenient location because you're just up from, I think it's, what's it called now, the Arbor, right? Where all those shops are in, and on El Toro there, and it's a great area, very convenient to a lot of things, right?
It is. There's about 50 restaurants that are walking distance to us.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know, just all sorts of different shops and venues around there. So people don't feel isolated when they live at Freedom Village. They can walk to things. In
right.
fact, Bob and I were just talking about you could just walk to the store, restaurants, or to Weight Watchers.
Wait, what?
There you go. So you can go eat over at the what's it called, the Texas Pit Barbecue, and
Yeah,
then go to
right.
Weight Watchers afterwards. You'll be all set. All right. You do a lot of activities there, a lot of open houses and things like that. I think years ago I went to one. You actually had, I believe it was a chef, he'd cooked at the White House at one time. I remember that. It's quite a few years ago. I think I still have his book, but he did like a presentation there. It was a lot of fun. So you're going to be having a luncheon seminar coming up soon about the keys to successful aging. And that is coming up next week, a week from today, on January 16th at 10:30.
Yes. So we're going to do the 4 keys to successful aging, and reservations are required. So we want to invite everybody to come to Freedom Village to that, and you would call 949-340-8108 if you're interested in coming. It's going to be a great event and good food.
Ah, very good. That's kind of a key thing sometimes,
It
isn't it?
is.
Speaking of food, you have an award-winning chef there, don't you?
We do. He won the first Laguna Woods Iron Chef competition. Our executive chef, Hugo, we're very proud of him. And he creates all the menus at the 4 restaurants that we have at Freedom Village. And the food is fantastic. So he's going to be preparing the food for this luncheon where people can have an opportunity to learn about the 4 keys to successful aging.
And what are the 4 keys?
Well, one of our residents who teaches exercise, her name's Mary, she says the 4 keys are number 1, nutrition and healthy eating. And we've actually had residents that have lost weight living at Freedom Village and had their cholesterol go down.
Ah, very
And
good.
then the second key is physical activity. And we have a whole ton of exercise classes. We just started line dancing for the new year. And we actually had a resident that moved in and they were on a walker. And 3 months after taking strength training classes, they no longer have a walker.
Very good.
So amazing stories.
Yeah.
And then the third key is sociability and just connecting with other people at dinner and through the different activities like bridge and hand and foot and poker. And Bob just started a new men's club and all these different things. And so the 4th key is new ideas. And Mary said that if you're a senior and you say, I used to do this and I did that, you're kind of dying. And if you're doing new things and going out on trips and meeting new people, then you're vibrant, and that's successful aging. So that's what Mary says the 4 keys are. But she's much better at speaking about it than I, and she's going to go into a lot more detail.
All right, very good. Bob,
great.
what made you leave this community and move over to Freedom Village?
That's a good question. Like I said, we were here 8 or 10 years, and we just felt we were getting into our 80s, and it was time to make a move like that because you never know about the future, and we've got these various different facilities available to us over there, independent living, nursing facilities, assisted living, and if we needed them, that they would be there. And I think it was a great thing for our kids to take a little pressure off of them, to know we're well taken care of, and so we're there.
So it sounds like you're getting very involved in there. You started a men's club?
Oh, like she said, there's all kinds of activities. There's no excuse to be bored. There's all kinds of things going on. And that's what makes it interesting, makes it fun to live in a place like that. I tell my friends it's like living on a cruise ship. And
Yeah.
if you envision that, with the activities and the food and all the things that are available to you, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I hear. That, if you want to stay busy, you really can.
Yeah.
And Diane, you touched on something that I think is very important: the socialization, and the nutrition as well. And I think it's been studied quite often that when you're taking a meal with someone in a group, or you're not sitting there versus sitting at home alone, not only your nutrition is generally better, but also your outlook is better. You're not sitting there in front of a plate of food by yourself and a dark room or watching TV or something like that. Instead, you're socializing, you're having great food, and it really kind of goes hand in hand, doesn't it?
It's really important, and the studies show now that people actually live longer if they have that sociability factor. So I think it's really important. And sometimes people just get to the point where something happens and they have a fall, and suddenly they're isolated in their own home here in Laguna Woods, and it could be a real struggle for them. And then suddenly they lose all their social connections, and that could be very tough. So at Freedom Village, there's really a support group for our residents. And I think it makes a lot of difference to the vibrancy of our residents and keeping them independent and healthier longer.
Are there different programs there as far as when someone moves in? Can it be inclusive of the meals, or are there different things that they can do? How does that work? If somebody's looking to move to Freedom Village, are there different levels that they can choose from?
Well, where Bob lives with his wife Julie is in independent living, and basically everything's all included.
Okay.
So all the activities are included. You don't pay extra for instructors. We have astronomy classes. We have all sorts of card games. We have billiards. We have trips that the residents go on.
I missed one this morning because I'm here.
Oh, okay.
But there's just a ton of things that are happening all the time. So there's wellness and education as well as fun activities. So it's a very well-rounded program. And then the food is excellent, and all that's included as well.
Okay, so you don't have to cook if you don't want to.
I was going to say, we've been there a year and a half. We have a 2-bedroom, very comfortable apartment with a little kitchen and a stove, and my wife has not turned the stove on.
Wow.
In a year and a half, because we've got all these facilities.
So you get even the breakfast then is included.
Well, we have 4 different restaurants, and so what's included in the monthly maintenance fee is just one meal in one of the 4 restaurants, because so many of our residents didn't want to be married to just having to be at Freedom Village and eat 3 meals a day. They wanted to go out and do things, and so they're very independent and active, and some people do some cooking in their own apartments. Not all, but some do.
If you think for the wives, you get all your housekeeping, you get all your linens changed like a hotel every week. Every week. The place is all clean, and Julie, my wife, she's thoroughly enjoying it.
Now, when someone moves in, do they bring their own furniture with them, or are there furnished units? How does that work?
They bring their own furniture with them, so it's just like home for them.
Oh, very nice. So you have your own linens, but someone goes in and changes
they bring the linens.
Okay.
They bring the linen, change the linens, clean the apartment. They don't.
That's really nice.
The wives don't have to lift a finger.
Very good. Or the husbands, right?
Or the husbands, right.
You also are going to have a neat event coming up on January 21st, America's Doo-Wop Girls.
Yes, and the America Doo-Wop Girl, this will be their first showing in Orange County, and so it's going to be another fun event that we have. So we're real excited, and if residents from Laguna Woods want to come to either event, we just recommend that they call ahead and make reservations, because all our events fill up. And Chef Hugo is going to be making a 50s lunch at that doo-wop event. So
that'll be fun.
Enjoy hearing some singers. And for this upcoming one, he has another special menu for that. So he creates new menus for all our events.
And you're just up the road off El Toro, right?
We
and,
are.
What's the cross street? I pass by there every day on my way home, but I always forget the cross street.
Cornelius.
There. Cornelius, okay. So very convenient, easy to find. And if you're going up El Toro Road, by the way, you'll go past all the shops, the Arbor and all that. Then it's right past the, that barn, the red barn with the billiards places and all that. Because you'll see that first, and then you know it's right across from there. Well, thank you both for coming on today. And again, that number for either of these events, 949-340-8108. That's the number for these events. Give them a call and check out Freedom Village, whether or not you're looking to move there or not. But go over there and take a look. And great events again, January 16th. They are having the 4 Keys to Successful Aging. There'll be a lunch and seminar, so you have food there. And also on January 21st, America's Doo-Wop Girls will be performing there, and call for either one of those events. Thank you both for coming on.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Visit our newly remodeled Freedom Village Healthcare Center, conveniently located near 3 hospitals and always open to the public. We offer short-term stays as you recoup from a surgery, and longer stays for more acute care with an option to stay in our private Serenity Suite. Call today to learn about the longevity of our caring staff who provide first-class health care, on-site rehabilitation, therapy, and energizing activities. Call Freedom Village today